Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
People care a lot about how they look. We think about our faces and bodies often. This starts when we are very young. It continues when we are older. A little girl might want clothes like her dolls. A young boy might want a popular haircut. Young adults spend time getting ready before they go out with friends. Even when people find a partner, they still try to look good. People color their hair or buy special creams for their skin. Men and women get their nails done. We spend time shopping for clothes. Then we spend time choosing what to wear each day. We also wash and fix our hair. Men spend about half an hour each day getting ready. Women spend a little more time. We also spend a lot of money on clothes and personal care products. This spending is a big part of the money people spend every year. People all over the world do this, not just in one country. It is not a new thing. People long ago also cared about how they looked. Why is beauty important for money and jobs? This story will explain the economics of beauty. Economics is the study of things that are not common. These things are rare. Economics studies how people make choices about these rare things. Beauty is rare. Not everyone looks the same. Some people are seen as better looking than others by most people. Because good looks are rare, they have value. Beauty is like gold or a special talent. It is something not everyone has. Economists study beauty because it changes things in our lives. It can affect the jobs people get. It can affect how much money people make. It changes the choices people make about their work and life. It is interesting to see how something like looks can have these effects. This story looks at how beauty affects work. Do good-looking people get paid more money? Does beauty help people get certain jobs? We will also look at how beauty affects life outside of work. How does it change friendships? How does it affect dating and marriage? We will see how beauty is like something that can be traded for other things. People might trade their looks for money or for a partner who has other good qualities. Thinking about beauty helps us understand why people make certain choices in their lives. 2. What is beauty? What do we mean when we say someone is beautiful? Often, we are talking about their face. There is a saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This means that different people might have different ideas about beauty. But usually, people agree more than they disagree about who is good-looking. Ideas about beauty can change over time. Pictures from hundreds of years ago show women who were thought beautiful then, but they might look quite heavy to us today. Very thin fashion models today might have looked too thin to people long ago. Sometimes, ideas about beauty were different in different parts of the world. But today, in many places, people have quite similar ideas about what makes a face attractive. For example, many people around the world agree that certain movie stars are very good-looking. How can we talk about beauty in a simple way? Researchers often ask people to rate someone's looks using numbers. A common way is a scale from 1 to 5. 1 might mean homely or not good-looking. 3 might mean average looks for their age. 5 might mean very beautiful or handsome. People are usually asked to judge based on the person's age. Do people agree when they rate looks? Studies show that they mostly do. If one person gets a rating of 4 good-looking, other people are likely to give a similar rating. If someone gets a rating of 2 plain, Others usually agree. Not everyone gives the exact same score. Some people are kinder raters and some are harder, but generally there is a lot of agreement. This agreement means that beauty is something real that most people can see in a similar way. Does beauty change depending on if someone is a man or a woman? On average, men and women get similar beauty ratings, but ratings for women are often more spread out. More women are rated as very beautiful and more are rated as plain compared to men. What about skin color? In some American studies, white people and African American people received similar average ratings. What about age? People usually rate younger adults as better looking than older adults. This happens even when raters are told to judge beauty for the person's age. It seems hard for people to separate beauty from youth. Does your beauty change much during your life? Compared to other people your age, your looks usually stay quite similar. Someone who is good-looking when young will probably still be seen as relatively good-looking when older. Can you become much more beautiful? It is difficult. Nice clothes, makeup, and hairstyles can help a little bit. A plastic surgery can make changes, but it is often expensive and may not change your beauty rating dramatically compared to others. For most people, the looks they have as young adults are the looks they will have relative to others for most of their life. 3. Beauty and work pay. Do people who look good really make more money? Studies show that they often do. There is extra pay for good looks. This is sometimes called a beauty premium. There is also less pay for people who are not good-looking. This is called an ugliness penalty. Researchers checked if beauty still changes how much people earn, even after looking at other important things. These other things include education, age, and how many years someone has worked. Even when workers are similar in these ways, beauty often still makes a difference to their pay. Studies in the United States found that women with below-average looks earned about 4% less than average-looking women. Women with above-average looks earned about 8% more than average. For men, the difference was bigger for those with below-average looks. They earned about 13% less than average-looking men. Men with above-average looks earned about 4% more. How big is this money difference compared to other things? Getting more education usually means higher pay. For example, one more year of school might raise pay by about 10%. The extra money from being good-looking can be like having 1 or 2 more years of school. Over a whole working life, these small differences add up. A good-looking person might earn much more money in total than a plain or homely person. Why is the pay effect sometimes different for men and women? One reason might be about choosing to work. Women are more likely than men to choose not to work for pay, maybe to stay home. If women with below-average looks expect lower pay, they might be more likely to decide not to work in the paid job market. This means that the average pay difference for beauty might seem smaller among women who are working. Does beauty matter more or less as workers get older? The answer is not simple. Sometimes looks might matter less for older workers. This is because employers know more about their skills and how well they work after some time. But in other cases, beauty might matter more as people get older. For example, if good looks help a young worker meet more customers or get better projects early in their career, this could help them build more skills over time. For lawyers, studies show that the effect of beauty on earnings seems to grow as they get more experience. What happens if an accident hurts a worker's looks? Can they get money for this? Because beauty affects earnings, serious damage to someone's face can lower their future pay. Sometimes, people can get money from the person or company responsible for the accident. This money helps make up for the earnings they might lose because their looks were harmed. Lawyers can estimate how much pay a person might lose over their working life because of the change in their appearance. 4. Beauty in different jobs. Does the way you look change the job you choose? For many people, the answer is yes. People sometimes pick jobs where they think their good looks will help them succeed. They might choose jobs where they meet many people or where appearance seems important. For example, think about lawyers. Some lawyers work in courtrooms often. They talk to judges and juries. Studies show these lawyers are often rated as better looking than lawyers who mostly work in offices with documents. This difference suggests people choose jobs partly because of their looks, but looks are not the only reason people choose a job. Your skills and what you like to do are also very important. So, you find people with different looks in almost every kind of work. In some jobs, looks seem very important. Good-looking salespeople might sell more products or services. We learned earlier that good-looking people often earn more money. This might be true for salespeople or lawyers who need to attract clients. What about politicians? Today, politicians often appear on television. Studies show that voters sometimes choose the better-looking person in an election. Good looks can help a person get more votes and win. In jobs like prostitution, research also shows that better-looking workers usually earn more money for the same service compared to less attractive workers. What about jobs where looks do not seem important, like computer programmers or teachers? Do looks matter for university professors? Research shows that students often give higher scores to teachers they think are good-looking. Maybe students pay more attention, or maybe they just like the teacher more. These higher scores might help teachers get better pay or promotions later. Even in sports, looks can play a part. One study looked at American football players called quarterbacks. It found that players with more symmetric faces earned more money. People often see symmetric faces as more attractive. This was true even after looking at how well they played the game. Looks can even matter in crime. Some research suggests that very unattractive young people are more likely to do crimes like robbery, maybe because bad looks might be more frightening in those situations. So, people choose jobs for many reasons. Their skills, interests, and education are important, but their looks also play a part in their choice. Better-looking people might choose jobs where they think their looks will pay off. Worse-looking people might stay away from those jobs and choose work where looks matter less. This is how people sort themselves into different jobs, partly based on their appearance. 5. Beauty and companies. Companies often pay more money to workers who look good. This seems strange. If they pay more, how do they make money? How can these companies stay in business if other companies pay less for workers who do the same job but do not look as good? This is a puzzle for businesses. One answer is that good-looking workers might help the company sell more. Think about buying makeup. Maybe you prefer to buy from someone who looks nice, or think about a lawyer. Maybe clients think a good-looking lawyer will win their case. Customers often like dealing with attractive people. When customers like the workers, they might buy more products or pay a higher price. So the workers' beauty becomes part of what the company sells. This helps the company make more money from sales. Studies show this can happen. One study looked at advertising companies in the Netherlands. Companies with better-looking managers had higher sales. Another study looked at people collecting money for charity. They went door to door asking for money. The study found that good-looking women collected more money. People gave more often when the person asking was attractive. These studies suggest that beauty can really increase a company's sales or income. Okay, so beauty can increase sales. But companies pay extra for beauty. Does the extra money from sales cover the extra pay? The study of Dutch advertising companies looked at this. It seemed that the extra sales money was more than the extra cost of paying the good-looking managers. This means that beauty might help companies make more profit, not just more sales. So how do companies survive if they pay more for beauty? They survive because beauty helps them succeed. It brings in more money. Maybe good-looking workers also help in other ways. Perhaps they make the team work better together. Maybe other workers are happier working with attractive people. This shared value helps both the worker and the company. The company can make more profit and the worker gets paid more. What about the top boss, the CEO? Does a good-looking CEO help the company? Some studies tried to find out. One study looked at big American companies. The CEOs of the most successful companies were rated as slightly better looking. But the proof is not strong. It is hard to know if good looks help the CEO make the company successful, or if successful companies just choose good-looking leaders. So, beauty probably helps companies. It seems to increase sales and maybe profits too. This is likely why many companies want to hire attractive people. 6. Why does beauty matter? We know that how people look can change how much money they earn. Good-looking people often get paid more. People who are not seen as good-looking sometimes get paid less. But why does this happen? We need to think more about this. Is it just unfair? Some people call this lookism. This means people are treated differently only because of their looks. It is like other kinds of unfair treatment or discrimination based on race or sex. Maybe bosses just like to hire people they think look good. Or maybe the people who work at a company prefer to work with good-looking colleagues. This could make employers pay more for beauty. Or is beauty helpful for the job? Maybe good looks are like a skill. Maybe looking good helps a person do their job better. If beauty helps a worker sell more things or make customers happier, then the company might want to pay more for it. In this way, beauty is useful or productive for the company. So, who is responsible for these effects on pay? Is it the bosses making the hiring decisions? Is it the other workers? Or is it the customers who buy the company's products or services? It is hard to know for sure, but it is likely that all three groups play a part. Studies try to understand this better. Some studies are done in special labs. They watch how people act in controlled situations. These studies can give clues. Other studies look at real jobs. For example, they check if salespeople who look better sell more products, or if good-looking teachers get better reports from students. This information helps us understand why beauty matters at work. Often, the information suggests that customers are very important. If customers prefer to buy from good-looking people, companies will want to hire them. The company pays the worker more because the worker helps the company make more money from these customers. It is like the company is paying for a skill that helps sales. Sometimes, beauty might be like a real skill that helps everyone. Think about actors. Most people enjoy watching good-looking actors more. In this case, beauty makes the product better for society. But other times, paying more for beauty might just be unfair discrimination. It might not help society. It just helps good-looking people and maybe the company, while hurting people who are seen as plain or homely. Understanding the difference between useful beauty and simple unfairness is important. 7. Beauty in life and love. Beauty is important in our lives, not just at work. It affects our friendships, dating, marriage, and even getting money from a bank. We can think of beauty as something valuable that people can exchange for other things they want. Think about friendships and groups. People often like to be friends with others who are similar to them. This can include looks. Sometimes people choose friends who are about as good-looking as they are. Groups might also want good-looking members. Having attractive people in a group can make the group seem better or more popular to others. So beauty can be traded in social situations too. Dating is another area where beauty matters a lot. When people look for a date, appearance is often very important. Studies show that both men and women prefer good-looking partners. However, there can be differences. Men often say looks are very important when choosing a woman. Women also care about a man's looks, but they might put more value on other things too. For example, they might care more about a man's intelligence or his ability to earn money in the future. This means people sometimes trade characteristics. A very good-looking person might choose a partner who is very smart or rich, even if that partner is not as good-looking. Or a less attractive person might need to offer other good qualities, like kindness or money, to attract a good-looking date. Beauty also affects marriage choices. Research shows that good-looking people often marry other good-looking people. It seems we like to match with partners who are similar to us in attractiveness. There is also evidence of trading beauty in marriage. For a long time, women often earned less money than men. Because of this, some women might have traded their good looks for a husband who could provide a good income and security. Even if men and women earn similar amounts today, this idea of trading looks for money, especially for women, can still be seen in how people choose partners. Can beauty help you get a loan from the bank? Some studies suggest it might. Research using online lending websites found that people rated as more attractive were more likely to get loans. They sometimes got loans with lower interest rates too. This happened even when the attractive borrowers were not actually safer bets for the lenders. Sometimes, they were even more likely to be late paying the money back. It seems that lenders, like many people, might just prefer dealing with good-looking individuals. This shows another way beauty can give people advantages in unexpected parts of life. 8. What can we do? We learned that how people look can change many things in life. It affects how much money they earn and the jobs they choose. It even affects friendships, dating, marriage, and general happiness. But is this fair? Some people are born good-looking and others are not. People cannot easily change their basic looks very much, even with surgery or nice clothes. Should there be laws to protect people who are seen as not good-looking? We have laws against treating people differently because of their race, sex, or religion. Is being treated differently because of looks the same kind of problem? Some people say yes. They argue looks discrimination is unfair, just like other kinds of discrimination. People who are not seen as attractive face disadvantages they did not choose and cannot easily change. But other people say no. Making laws about looks might be difficult. Who decides who is not good-looking enough to need protection? Also, helping this group might take away help or jobs from other groups that already have protection, like minorities or disabled people. New laws also cost money for governments to manage. Some places like Washington, D.C. and France already have some laws about looks discrimination in jobs or housing. Will looks become less important in the future? Probably not very soon. Even though the old reasons for liking beauty, like it showing good health, are less important now, people still seem to care a lot about looks. What could society do? Maybe keeping unemployment low can help. When companies need workers badly, they might care less about how people look and focus more on skills. This could slowly change attitudes over time. What can you do if you feel your looks are a problem for you? Remember that looks are only one part of who you are. Focus on developing your other skills and talents. Choose jobs or situations where your looks matter less and your other abilities matter more. Making smart choices about your work and life is important. Looks are not everything. What do you think is the best way to deal with looks discrimination?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.